Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Rod Powell, and this is the You Should Get a License podcast, your number one source for information education on the most lucrative industry that you probably have not even thought of. And in these conversations, we ask some questions and speak to some topics that make you think, maybe you should get a license tonight, today, depending on where you're listening. We have, someone who got their first taste, in the industry over 20 years ago. During that time, in different sectors and segments, has navigated to a very successful career where she has reached the absolute pinnacle of success, even becoming the number one producer in the country for an insurance organization. And here today with us to share her story, I want to welcome her. She's an amazing individual, human being. I know you're going to be uplifted and inspired and motivated by none other than Miss Robbeyell Mccormick. Robbeyell, Miss McCormick, welcome to the chat today. How you doing?
Thank you, Rod. I'm doing just fine. How are you?
Very well, very well. Hey, look, I'm glad that, you're here. Obviously, we've known each other, for many years now, have worked together very closely. So I know, a bit about your story. I want to share that, with the listeners and everyone who is paying attention to this forum, whether it be audio or video on our YouTube channel. But this is a conversation that really is about, what is it that would make someone decide to join this industry, and then once they join the industry, what awaits them, what is their journey going to be like. And because we know that journey can be different for every person, and because our industry has so many different roads and paths that someone can take, I wanted to ask you, because I know that I've spoken with some life folks, some health folks, some life and health folks, some supplemental benefits folks. I know that you're in that supplemental benefit space. I wanted you to just tell me a little bit about your area of the business, what you focus on, and what type of insurance do you provide for your clients.
Well, I focus on the supplemental health side of the business, mainly worksite benefits. And I think what we do, it's extremely important. You never realize how much you're helping people along in the process. So that's the part that I tend to focus on. Do a little bit of life as well. So a little combination of both, but mainly this focus more on the health side of it.
I want to touch on something. You say that the supplemental benefits. So when we talk about supplemental benefits or supplemental health, for those that are, and you also mentioned worksite as well, because a lot of times people think, you're an insurance agent, you're either at the State Farm office, or you're selling in an office setting to individuals on their auto, home, or you're going to people's houses and you're talking to them at their kitchen table as well.
Gotcha.
So what is works when you say worksite? What does that mean? I want to first, let's start there.
Okay, so worksite means you're going on site to the actual business itself, to the location. We do a little bit of individuals, but that's not the focus. The focus is mainly worksite, where you go into an established location where the employees are actually physically in the building working. I don't do home visits. I've been there, done that before in the past. No, thank you. But worksite, it's good. It's always a fun environment, always meeting new people. So that's where I like that area. I like that space.
Yeah. I mean, in that worksite environment, you really do have the opportunity. Whereas I guess if you go into someone's home, you're speaking to one person, or maybe you're speaking to a couple. But you go into the worksite, I guess you're talking to a large number of people, all in one setting, throughout the course of the day. So with those conversations, is that something that is longer than going into a home? Is it shorter oftentimes? Like, walk me through, I guess, kind of the time frame that it might take to do something in a worksite environment versus, going out and doing individual appointments if someone is going that route in
Okay,
the
sure.
home?
So on a work site, usually, of course, it's numbers. There's going to be more people for you to see. But when you're speaking to them on the job site, it's not an extreme amount of time. Sometimes lunch break may be an hour or 30 minutes, or it's just maybe 5 minutes in between. So it does make it a bit more challenging, which definitely any agent, you need to be on top of your game so you can answer questions, be confident in those answers, that questions that they may ask you. And you want to be able to give them the knowledge that they need. So it's kind of a to the point type of sale when you're in that type of an environment. Whereas you're in the home, previous experience, you may be there an hour. So, it's a big difference in that regard. You see more people in a worksite location, but you also have to be able to close the sale a lot faster because of the time constraint.
Yes. So it's kind of like the machine gun versus the shotgun.
Exactly.
If you're in the work site, it's da 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 da.
Exactly. Yes. Lay them down.
Got you. Okay. So and you mentioned, the supplemental benefits. So oftentimes I think when we think about, the work site, we think about, the core or major medical insurance, what everyone is supposed to have. You said supplemental benefits. What's the difference, I guess, between the supplemental and what people normally think about when they think about, work site, things they would get in their work site?
So worksite benefits, that's going to be your major medical. That's going to be your benefits that take care of your hospitalization, those big bills that pay the doctors, hospitals, nurses. The supplemental benefits, that's what's going to put money in your pocket. That's what's going to help you take care of your bills. Just because you get hurt or injured on or off the job, whatever the case may be, your bills are still due. I mean, Sprint, I don't know about you, but Sprint, they want their money. They send me text messages to remind me. So if you don't pay those bills,
Verizon does too, yes.
And yeah, okay, so exactly. They will cut it off if you don't make a payment plan, but you can't make a payment plan if you don't have anything to pay it with. So that's where supplemental benefits come into play. You're not going to get rich from them, but at least it will help you keep from going down the drain. Keep the lights on, food on the table, maybe keep roof over your head. It'll help you out. And that's the purpose of it until you can get back to work.